so far. A great season so far. Looking for a big score tonight.
We'll see what happens as OU tries to move on and really get even higher than their 197s they've been putting up. And Missouri trying to inch that score up as well, because as we know, we're headed toward regionals down the road.
Scores are all that matter at this point.
No question about it. The first rotation comes your way next. We'll take a break, and the gymnastics starts right after this. Welcome back to the Hearn Center here in Columbia, Missouri. I'm Bo Bayman alongside Sarah Shire. Glad you could join us for Mizzou Gymnastics. It's number 16 and number 3 in what should be a very good meet. Sarah, the Missouri Tigers have already taken down what was the number 4 team in the country in Nebraska up in Lincoln. So you got to feel like they have a good shot tonight and are very confident heading into the meet. It's true. The Tigers have had a really strong start this season. They've had a lot of wins on the road and at home, and their scores are continuing to build this season. So it should be a really great competition. When you say that, they were 5-0 in dual meets. They went to a quad meet last week, but, you know, finished 3rd there, but as you said, their scores are getting better, and that's what counts. It's true. On the road, getting one of those big scores is huge for the Tigers. They went to Chicago, and they outscored Illinois at that meet, which was a good confidence builder for them. Here's Brittany Price. She'll be first on the vault for Missouri. Price is the sophomore out of New Lenox, Illinois, and she's ready to go. Brittany vaults with the Yurchenko full. It's been a strong leadoff this season for the Tigers on vault. And a really great start. Small step in the landing, but a nice ball. Brittany Price does a nice job, and as you said, Sarah, very good leadoff for Missouri. It's a crucial position there for the Tigers to start off with a strong score and continue to build from there. It's the way that you get the meet started off on the right foot, and a good job by Brittany Price. So vaulting next for Missouri will be Tori Howard, and Howard is a junior from Chesterfield. Tori does a little bit different vault. She does a layout with a half twist, so it's a blind landing, something she can't see as she comes over the top. So we'll be looking for a good stick at the end of this vault in order to increase the scores for the Tigers on vault. Very difficult vault, isn't it? It is. As you come over the top, you're not quite sure where the floor is, depending on how high you are or how much distance you have from the table. Howard getting set to go. Her individual best on the vault is a 9.825 this year. And here she goes. Whoa. Great vault for Tori. Some of the best control I've seen on her landings this season. That was a great vault and did very well with the landing. As we take another look at this, tell us what we're seeing. Tori comes on backwards onto the table. We're looking for straight arms. There's a slight shoulder angle, but her form is great in the air. And then like we saw, just that small step on the landing, but she's able to hold on to it very well. That's an excellent score. Nice job by Tori Howard. Now next up on the vault for Missouri will be Kelsey Landreth. And tell me a little bit about Kelsey. What are we going to be seeing with her? Kelsey vaults the same vault we saw in the beginning, the Yurchenko full from Brittany Price. Kelsey's an interesting case on this Missouri team. She just joined the team right after Christmas, so this is her first semester as a Tiger. Lots of height, an excellent stick for Kelsey on vault. Great landing. That's huge for Kelsey. She's had a little trouble with the landing of that vault earlier in the season, so it's nice to see her really settling in here with this Tiger vault team. As we take another look at this, watch this landing, no step at all. She sticks the landing. Beautifully done. Very nice. And you got to imagine that she's got to feel pretty good because Coach Drass has put a lot of confidence in her. And, you know, that's a good feeling. Third vaulter, I would imagine. As we move back to the bars, this is going to be Oklahoma, Taylor Spears. And Taylor's one to watch. having a dynamite season.
Beautiful lines on the bars. She starts with a blind change to a straddle Jaeger. Right to a bail to handstand. Looking for completely vertical cast handstands. And she finishes with a double Arabian and just a small step, but a nice routine.
She won 3 all-around titles already this year, so she's quite impressive. Now, vaulting for Missouri, another all-around candidate. This is Mary Burke.
Mary's such a huge part of this Missouri team as one of only 2 seniors. She has a huge vault here, another Yurchenko full.
Oh, an
very nice.
Vault.
Gripped with her toes there to hang on to that landing. Lots of height and distance on that vault.
Next up for Missouri will be Rachel Updike, and Rachel has been such a great story for the Missouri Tigers. The freshman from Olathe, Kansas, has just come on and made a mark right away.
She's been great from the start of the season. She's got beautiful form, impeccable lines, and she's just been solid. From event to event, she's moved up, working to get into that bar lineup to be another all-around contender for the Tigers.
So here comes Rachel Updike from Missouri.
Big vault for the Tigers. Tiny hop on the landing, but there's so much height and distance. That's got to score well.
Next up for Missouri on the vault, that's Caitlin Trevino. Trevino, the sophomore from Texas. What will we see from her?
Caitlin does a Yurchenko layout half, same vault we saw from Tori. Again, that blind landing. Beautiful vault for Caitlin. She took that step but turned it right into her salute and held on to that landing very nicely.
And she's excited, and so is the team. 6 very good vaults for Mizzou.
Huge rotation for the Tigers to start off this meet tonight.
On the bars right now for Oklahoma is Megan Ferguson, a senior. She's also from Olathe, Kansas.
Megan opened with that pike Jaeger, a release move there, right into a full pirouette to bail handstand. She finishes with a full twisting double tuck. A little bit of form separation, but a nice stick on that landing.
So the first rotation is over. The vault goes very well for Missouri. We'll take a break. We'll have more gymnastics right after this. Welcome back to the Hearn Center as we get ready for the second rotation. Missouri will be on the bars. Oklahoma will be on the vault. I'm Bo Bayman, alongside Missouri All-American gymnast Sarah Shire. And there we see Rob Drass, and what a job he's done, Sarah.
Doing a great job so far this season. Had an excellent start on vault, hoping to keep that up going into bars.
We will start with Erica Brewer. Brewer is a freshman from Louisville, Kentucky. And as she steps up, she'll get ready to go. And as Sarah mentioned, the Tigers were so good on the vault. Oklahoma will try to match.
She has her Yurchenko full, a little flat with height and a step on the landing, but a nice solid start.
For the Tigers on the bars, leading off will be Mackenzie McGill.
Mackenzie's worked really hard to get into this bar lineup and has actually earned herself this leadoff position, being so consistent. Not a ton of difficulty in this routine.
The sophomore from Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
She opens with a full pirouette to Kachev.
Leading off is such a big deal too, isn't it?
It is. There's a lot of pressure in that first spot to hit, to build momentum for your team. She struggled in the past with this dismount. Just a small step, very nicely done. A great start for the Tigers.
That's Mackenzie McGill, the sophomore, getting the Tigers off to a very good start on the bars. Going back to the vault for Oklahoma, here's one of the all-around candidates. This is Taylor Spears.
Taylor's a very strong vaulter.
She has had a magnificent year already, too, just a sophomore.
She has a layout half, beautiful position, and a very nice landing there on vault.
Let's go back to the bars. And next up for Missouri will be Brittany Price. And we'll see what Price can do.
Brittany has one of the biggest release moves I've seen. Consistency's been a little bit of an issue for her. But this routine has the potential to score very high. She mounts over the low bar. A little short on that first cast. There's a full pirouette. Huge ginger. Right to a shoot over. Lots of bonus in that combination there. She lines up with 2 giants to go into a double layout. And beautiful stuck landing. One of the best routines I've seen from Brittany this season.
Brittany Price's season high was also her career high going into tonight at 9.775. And that was a pretty darn good routine, and the Tigers are spot on tonight.
Very strong routine. Hoping scores continue to build here.
And look at the landing. Great
nice control.
landing.
Chest is up, feet were glued together. Very nicely done.
And her teammates were happy with that, and why not? Next up for Missouri will be Taylor Medria. And Medria is a sophomore. Lots of young gymnasts on this Missouri team, isn't there?
Very young team. They've only got 2 seniors and only 3 juniors. So most of the team made up of freshmen and sophomores. 6 freshmen on this team.
They had to retool when people like, I don't know, Sarah Shire left.
It was a big year in 2010. Tigers have been building since.
And so let's see what Taylor can do, especially in the 3rd spot here.
Taylor mounts from behind the bar and goes straight into a full pirouette to Kachev. Little form break there. Still able to throw it. She's a straddle back to handstand. Taylor also finishes with a double layout. Struggled a little bit last week. No trouble tonight at all. Very nicely done. We saw that form break right before her release move. I thought maybe her grip slipped a little bit, but she recovered very nicely.
Sometimes when that grip slips, you think, uh-oh, they're going to the floor.
Yep, she fought for it there. Take another look at this dismount. 2 giants. A very nice straight position in the air. Good control on that landing.
Great job there by Taylor. And again, the Tigers are really hitting on all cylinders so far through the first rotation and a half. Next up on the bars for Missouri will be Sandra Ostad. And tell us about her, what we'll see from her. You can see Rob Drass talking to her right now.
Yeah, Sandra has a really nice bar routine. She's had tons of international experience. She is from Norway, so she's a contender for the Olympics, and she's been a contender for the World Championships in the past. So lots of experience here. Rob trying to calm her down and just help her to do her job to the best of her ability.
It's a good deep breath, right? Confident deep breath.
Very confident, very calm. She's a toe on, toe off, little arch there. Right into a ginger. Very nicely done. She's a pack salto between the bars. Good control there on that half pirouette. Dismounts are something she hasn't been able to train as much due to that foot. She has a double layout dismount. A little step forward, but nice control there on the landing.
I would imagine with a foot injury, that's got to be one of the last things you're allowed to do by the doctor.
Most definitely. Since Missouri has opened up their new facility, we've been able to train on the softer surfaces, really making an impact.
As we look at this dismount again.
You see her chest is just a little bit forward when she lands, causing her to take that step.
But really not too bad.
Not bad at all.
So after Ostad, you're going to have the all-around candidate, Mary Burke.
She's the anchor for this team, continuing to compete the all-around, battling shin injuries for years now. She's having a great season so far.
She's really been the rock. The Missouri Tigers have had a phenomenal season. They started the season ranked 26th, won 5 in a row, 5 weeks in a row. She's really been the foundation.
She has. She's such a steady athlete. You see her and Rob there, their secret handshake they always do before every event. Mary's got a lot of energy and a great spirit.
How has she progressed through her time here at Mizzou?
She's definitely calmed down throughout the years, learning to perform, enjoying performing here as an athlete, especially in the Hearn Center. She's improved her form a ton, and like I said, that consistency has just been a huge thing for her. You see that Pike Jaeger. Cast it over, you have to take an extra swing, so that will be a deduction. Mary doesn't do any giants on her dismount. She goes right into it. There's a double Arabian. It's that blind landing. And holds on to it nicely. Besides the extra swing in there, she kept her composure nicely in that routine.
And she needed the extra swing for a little momentum?
She did. She cast it over. Had a little bit too much power there. Had to take an extra half turn in the routine. Again, here's the dismount, double Arabian, comes right over the top, holds onto it.
Good job by Mary Burke. Now we're finally on bars. Allie Heiselman. Talking to herself right before she's ready to go.
Keeping herself calm. She mounts over the low bar, goes into a full pirouette. It's a little late to her Tkachev. Swings immediately into her shuttle back handstand for bonus. Allie's got a big dismount. Beautiful double layout. Holds onto it perfectly. She actually does that dismount with a full twist. Decided to back off since that ankle a little bit. Makes that double layout perfect.
Let's take another look here at Allie Heiselman. Huge dismount.
Beautiful extension in the air, pulls her chest up nicely and holds onto that landing perfectly. See Rob getting pretty excited for that landing.
And her teammates as well. Very nicely done. It has to feel good, I would imagine, for Allie Heiselman. We're through 2 rotations. Let's take another break. We'll come back with the beam and the floor. So stick around. More gymnastics is on the way next. Welcome back. Tiger fans are happy with that vault, second highest in Mizzou history. And the Tigers look to keep it going as we move along. The Tigers will be on the beam and Oklahoma will be on the floor. As we look at the beam here, we're going to start off with Laura Kapler, a freshman from Evansville, Indiana. What can you tell us about Laura?
Laura's worked really hard to get into this beam lineup. This is the only event she's competing tonight. And she's made some changes in this routine in order to get the right amount of bonus and be strong and consistent as well, especially in that leadoff position. Crucial here on the balance beam.
That was going to be my next question. Her only event tonight yet, she's in the leadoff position.
She is. So she's been sitting for 2 rotations, getting herself focused, enjoying the success of the team, but also knowing this is her role here tonight. She has beautiful leaping abilities, as we've seen so far in the beam. All of her bonus comes from those leaps, and then this big dismount here. She does 4 skills in a row. So back handspring, layout, step out, and a full twist off the end.
A good lead off by Laura Kapler, the freshman, in a big stage, and she comes through.
Here's that dismount again. It's 2 back handsprings, a layout, step out, and a full. You see she was a little crooked, but she hung on to it nicely.
Good job there from Laura Kapler. On the floor now for Oklahoma, Laura Albright. Albright, a sophomore from Texas. And we'll watch her routine.
Opens with a 2.5 twist, nicely controlled. Goes back with a back 1.5 to a front full, very nicely done.
This is Albright's only exercise of the night in the leadoff position, so you know that she's been focused as well.
Same idea there. Floor is all about showing off and having a good time. Really to entertain the crowd and the judges as well. Finishes with a front 1.5 twist. Another solid leadoff routine.
Next up on the beam for Mizzou is Taylor Midria. And Midria will show us her routine right now.
Taylor's come a long way on beam this year, making minor changes throughout the season in order to be the most consistent as possible.
How often do you have to make changes?
Depends how the routines are scoring. If it's something the judges don't find as appealing as you would have liked, it's nice to make the change in the middle of season to give yourself some time to prepare going into postseason. She has a one-arm front handspring, right into a back handspring layout, step out. A little off, but holds on to it. That new jump there is a straddle half. Gives her 1/10 bonus. Her leap series is a switch leap, split 3/4. Taylor's a little shaky tonight. She finishes with a front 1.5 twist from one leg. And a step, but another strong building routine there for the Tigers on beam.
Next up on the floor for Oklahoma is Bree Olson, a junior from St. Cloud, Minnesota. And here she goes.
Bree's a great performer on the floor. Very entertaining to watch. Opens with a double pike. Very nice form in the air. Goes back with a front layout, front full.
So far, so good.
Very nice. She's got great control on her landings. Very aware of every one of her movements. A jump combination there, switch side to a straddle full. Another front Rudy to finish. Great performance there.
Next on the beam for the Missouri Tigers, Catherine Alik. I said it earlier. I knew I'd say it. Alika Costa.
This is also Kat's only event tonight. She works very quickly up on the beam.
Alika Costa is just a sophomore from Houston.
Talked about those blind landings all day. Here's another one on the beam. Punch front. Very nicely done. Her jump combination is split jump to a double stag ring jump. finishes here. It's an interesting combination for a dismount. She does a switch leap into a gainer tuck dismount. A little off to the side, but pulled up nicely. Great stick on that landing.
Kat Alika Costa. Good job as the third person for the Missouri Tigers in the rotation.
You see her series again there. A little bend in that back leg. That will be a deduction, but very solid on this punch front.
And then the dismount.
Off to the side a bit. She holds on to that landing. No steps there.
Not bad. Another one of the young ones. The junior from Chesterfield.
Tori's a great beam worker. She's worked a lot this year on calming down on the beam. Assistant coach Jennifer Green leads this Tiger team on beam, doing a great job this season. Tori's series a handspring layout.
Her best is a 9.8 this year.
There's a cat leap to a kick over front. Solid. Her jump combination here is a straddle jump to a wolf full. Finishes with a big punch front Rudy. That's a 1.5 twist. Very nicely done. That's a great routine for Tori on beam and huge for the Tigers in this third rotation.
Back over to the floor for OU. This is Kayla Novak.
Kayla opens with a double pike. A little over rotated. Back with a 1.5 twist to a punch front full. Turch to half to a wolf full of her jump combination. Another front Rudy to finish. Another great routine for Oklahoma on floor.
There you see Coach Kindler giving her a hug. Back on the beam for Missouri. Here's Mary Burke, the senior.
Mary opened with a punch front mount there. Had a little bit of trouble.
Mary likes the 5th spot in the rotation, doesn't she?
She does. She's there on every event. And she anchors floor. She finds a lot of comfort knowing there's one more person behind her. She's really settled into that spot this year. Mary does the same dismount we saw from Laura Kapler. 4 skills in a row. Back handspring, layout, step out, full twist off the end, and a nice stick, but a little trouble in that routine for Mary.
Good way to end it, nevertheless.
Here's a look at that mount. She does a punch front, challenging mount. Has to put her hand on the beam. Anywhere from 3 to 5 tenths there on that deduction. She finished very strong in that routine, though.
Here's a look at that dismount.
Great stick here, good form in the air. Holds on to it nicely.
So back over to Oklahoma on the floor. Sarah Stone, the senior from Dallas.
Sarah's a very powerful athlete on floor and vault. Her second tumbling pass here is a double pike.
Stone is going to do the vault. She's going to do the beam, and she's doing the floor. Almost a candidate for all around, but she does not do the bars.
She's a very strong part of this Oklahoma team, like we said, being a senior. And we see very intricate dance moves here. Coach KJ Kindler does the choreography of these routines. Final pass. Round off 1.5 punch front layout. Good routine for Sarah.
Go back to the beam for the Tigers. And here's the freshman, Rachel Updike.
We talked about Rachel being that standout freshman this year. I would argue beam's her best event. She opens with a front aerial. Shows a lot of calm and poise on the beam, especially just being a freshman in the anchor position on beam.
It's pretty unusual, isn't it?
It is. She's just very steady. She worked with assistant coach Jennifer Green in her club days. Jennifer's got a lot of confidence in her, knows how to work with Rachel very well. Her jump combination is a split jump. It's supposed to connect, but she's going to take that again. And hold on to it there.
Updike's best on the beam this year is a 9.85.
She's a beautiful beam worker. And I would argue that she still hasn't hit the perfect set yet in her mind. Very much a perfectionist on this event. She dismounts here with a gainer full twist off the side.
Wow.
Pretty close to perfect. Very nice routine for Rachel.
And that's why you have a freshman in the anchor spot. Here's the dismount again.
Right off the side of the beam with a full twist. Comes over the top and sees the floor. Perfectly stuck landing.
Nicely done by Rachel Updike. Over to the floor. Here's Megan Ferguson for the Sooners. Another one of their seniors.
Megan opens with a triple twist. It's 3 twists in a round. Very nicely done.
Seems like she's been at Oklahoma for a while.
She's had a great career there. She's been a contributor since her freshman year. Goes back with a whip half front full. She's a great performer on floor as well. Lots of fun to watch.
Fans that have made the trip from Oklahoma making some noise for Megan.
Oklahoma travels a great crowd to a lot of their meets. Gets the athletes excited. Creates a good environment here at the Hearn Center.
And you think Oklahoma's got a real shot at the national championship this year?
I do. I think that they've been 2 years in a row now, second and third. And I think that they're on the build right now, on the rise to really make an impact this year at the NCAA championships. Another great routine there for Oklahoma. Megan Ferguson, excellent on the floor.
Let's take another look at Megan Ferguson here.
Her last pass is a back double twist, goes right into a punch front, changes directions in the air. Very nicely done.
Let's take a break. We're through 3 rotations here at the Hearn Center. We'll have the 4th and final rotation as Mizzou heads to the floor. Stick around, more gymnastics is on the way. A good way to spend your birthday is come on out to the Hearn Center for Gymnastics. Number 3 and number 16. And here comes Midria, the sophomore from Michigan.
Taylor's a strong lead off here for the Tigers. She opens with a double pike. Here. Front handspring, front full, front layout, very nicely done.
Been a very good lead off from Taylor.
Just one pass to go here. She finishes with a front handspring, front Rudy. That 1.5 twist we've seen a lot of tonight. Very nicely done. Great start for the Tigers on floor.
As we mentioned, Caitlin Trevino will be on the floor, the sophomore. Gets ready for her routine. Big spot here for Mizzou.
This is one of my favorite routines. Caitlin, quite the dancer. Big performer.
Like it just because she shows her
She shows it off, yeah, her personality comes out, and when you wait to see some of these moves she's got, she tells me it's so fast, but she performs it so well. Caitlin opens with a double pike. Very nice control on her landing.
Best score of the year has been a 9.875.
Goes back with a whip half front full. Showing off for the judges right there. Goes into her lead pass, a switch side straddle full. Rest up here. She's got a big last pass. Finishes with a double tuck. Very difficult. Very nicely done.
Great routine there by Caitlin Trevino. Over to the beam in the Sooners. It's Erica Brewer.
She's a straddle jump to a straddle half there. She's had a very nice meet tonight. Been solid all around.
And she'll be in contention for the all-around, where she's done every single rotation.
It's nice to see a freshman in that all-around spot. She finishes with a big dismount, round off double tuck, nicely done. Pulls her chest up strong there at the end.
Let's go to Tori Howard back on the floor. She got a 9.9 new career high, or new season, I should say, over there on the beam. So she's got to be riding high a little bit, and hopefully it'll go on and continue here.
This is Tori's favorite event to perform on floor. You see that big smile right off the bat. She goes back here with a whip half, front Rudy, tons of height. And just a chance to show off here. She does here on floor. She rests up for this last pass. She finishes with a whip half front full. We're looking for nice control in this landing. Much better than what we've seen. Big wolf 1.5 there to finish. Another strong routine for the Tigers. They're continuing to build on floor.
Tori Howard's had a nice night here against Oklahoma. This is freshman Rachel Updike, and we'll get to see her routine right now. And Updike has been pretty darn good on the floor with a 9.925 already this season.
She's got very big tumbling, open skier, huge double pike, great control there. It's a switch leap to a tour jeté half to a wolf full. You see the extension all the way down to her toes. Round off 2.5 twist to a front pike, sky high on that 2.5. Her chance here to show off a little bit.
She does have great height. We've noticed that all night.
Very dynamic gymnast, very explosive. Just showing those perfect lines in every event. Another big last pass. She finishes here with a double tuck. Almost over-rotated it, had so much height there. Beautiful routine.
The floor's been pretty good to Missouri tonight.
It has. Scorers hoping to continue to build there.
It's now Mary Burke's turn. And you know that she probably wants to end this meet on a high note and make sure she has a good routine here.
Definitely. Mary anchors this floor lineup. Position she's very comfortable in. She also opens with a double pike. See the smile come out right away from Mary. Her second pass here is her front pass. She has a front handspring, front layout, front full. Her form has improved tremendously throughout the season on that pass. Switch ring to a tour jeté half for her jump combination. Up here. She also finishes with that big last pass, the double back. You see the deep breath there. Beautifully done. Perfect stuck landing. And that should score well for the Tigers.
We'll take a break. We'll have more from the Hearn Center when we come back. Back at the Hearn Center, our final. Oklahoma with 197.400. Missouri with the season high, 196.375. And Sarah, even though they lost, the Tigers have to feel very good. Very good. That's their highest score this season. It's a huge score in the middle of the season right now that we've just been talking about. That adds on to their regional qualifying score and will help them in the future to get a better regional placement. Vault and floor were really a positive, weren't they? Huge events for Mizzou tonight, showing their power and their control at the same time. A few mistakes on bars and beam that they'll be wanting to work on as the season progresses, but overall a great showing for the Tigers. And from here, when you consider they still have a few home meets, a few away meets to get things cleaned up, lots of things to work on. Definitely lots of things to work on. The control of the landings, the perfection of the handstands on bars, are just those details you want to pay attention to as you go into postseason. Well, Sarah, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's All-American Sarah Shire, and I'm Bo Bayman. Thanks to our Metro Sports crew as well. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Again, our final score, Oklahoma beats Missouri 197.4 or 196.375. Good night from the Hearn Center in Columbia, Missouri.